Don't judge me. I just wish he knew. That's just like you.
Well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the STS Chronicles is on its way right now. And we got a very interesting couple of topics that we wanted to get up on. As usual, I am your host, K Styles, aka the Sixth Man. And riding shotgun with me today, you already know him as Man Mike Sports, aka the Senator. Me. Me.
I loves it. I loves it. I've been on I've actually
Man,
been on a little marathon of all four movies lately. For those that don't know where that came from, I've actually
man.
watched all four movies this weekend.
No. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shit, hell, I've been watching Jet Li movies all weekend.
Oh man, yeah.
hmm They done, they done put the Tai Chi mask on here. I'm sitting here watching The Legend 2 after watching the first Legend earlier
I
today.
don't, I don't know if I seen Legend Two. I don't.
Yeah, AKA Fong Sai 2. That's what they call it over there. I might have to watch them after this after we end this show. I'm probably end up watching Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
So man, Mike, what's going on with you this afternoon, man? I know this has been very timely holiday weekend for me because I done went through so much hell at work last week. Shit, I needed a 3 day off.
Nah, it was even hard to even talk to you last week. Yeah, it's tough to even have a conversation with you last week. They had you like they had K Style hemmed up like he was asleep or something.
And shit, I was so damn tired I couldn't talk to nobody.
Uh-uh.
But man, excuse me. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Like we said, we got Sonya and we got Tony Hall in the chat right now. Excuse
I don't
me.
know what
Yeah.
K Style got going on. He done swallowed a hairball, a fur ball or something.
Nah, drunk some water and it went down the wrong hole.
You know what? I guess I need to get some, or should
Right.
I say, proceed with caution. And
Oh Lord.
while I'm getting me some,
Oh Lord. Nah,
does that sound appropriate to say that?
yeah, exactly. But first topic of the show that we got today. Um, it actually is going to be an offshoot of a video that you actually put out today. It is actually with a conversation that
Mm.
we had a while back ago, and it's the J.J. Watt versus Aaron Donald conversation. As you already know, like you said, there was actually a poll on my channel from like 3 months ago, in which Aaron Donald won at about 72%. Um, but I'm here to kind of say, and this is my opinion on it. as much as I love Aaron, as much as I like Aaron Donald and how dominant he was in his career, I just think me personally, me honestly, that that 4, 5, 6 year run that JJ Watt had is something that even Aaron Donald couldn't do. Because what you're doing is you're doing a versus between a 3-10 and a 3-4 booking. And might you might be able to explain better than these folks about what the difference between those two positions is. But I'll let you go ahead and have the floor on that one.
So a lot of people was like, "Oh, he's a defensive tackle." Well, Aaron Donald wasn't a defensive tackle. Okay, he was a three tech. Uh, essentially a three tech and a full eye. Um, so basically, what his job was to do, Aaron Donald, was to attack the tackle head on with speed and athleticism, and then inside he would do the same thing to guards. So he never truly played against tackle as much as people think he did. He played a lot against guards, and um, and on oftentimes on the outside of their shoulder, outside of the tackle's shoulder. So it's like he has the power and the quickness to go with it. It wasn't so much speed with Aaron Donald; it was power and quickness. So he was quicker against against guards and what most tackles. He was able to use his strength, quickness together. So essentially, what that means is when you like for a smaller guy, because Aaron Donald wasn't but 6 feet tall, barely 280, 280,
Yeah.
290. So he wasn't a huge guy, and um, he didn't play against tackles. Like I said, didn't play against tackles as much as he did. But when he did, he used his quickness to get past those. And I think the difference between those guys and a bookend, a bookend, which JJ Watt played a lot, he went up against a lot of tackles. That bookend job is to be physically dominant against those right and left tackles. All the time he lined up on the left side of the defense, the right side of the offense. And JJ Watt was just physically dominate. He would just physically try to outmatch any tackle. And that's a difference. A bookend where Chris I was saying, his job was to just go up against tackles and sometimes tight ends that was trying to um, you know, uh uh Pat got my tongue right now. But he would try to double team the tackle to kind of keep him from getting outside. So what JJ Watt job is to simplify and and a little bit more smaller terms. JJ Watt's job was to watch out for the tackle that was on the tight end that was on the outside for a chip and try to physically dominate the tackle. Aaron Donald's job was to play outside of the guard and try to use your quickness to beat the guards and centers. So it seems like in football terms because it seems like they line up on the same on the same side or attacking it the same way, but a bookend and a three tech, two different assignments. And I wish I would have had a graphic because I could really go in, but that's the difference. The bookend uses his power to physically outmatch a tackle because obviously he had the size and athleticism to go with it. But a three tech uses his athleticism to attack the center and guard.
So it's so pretty much what it just comes down to what he's saying is You're talking about a power position versus a finesse position.
For next position, and that's what Aaron Donald is. He's a three tech. Essentially, like I said, that's what Grady Jerry did well. And like I said, a lot of times they were lined up. They like I mean, to be honest, him and JJ Watt wasn't even lined up the same. It really wasn't. If you really look at it, it's two different assignments and two different attacking styles.
Mm. And then shout out to Jew. Like you said, you said who you taking in a prime, JJ or AD. And like I said, and I said
Mm,
before, I had to take JJ Watt in his prime, bro.
I'm not going against JJ for nothing. Have you seen that dude head? No, absolutely not. That man got a G.I. Joe head, okay? Like, that dude whole head just look like it's ready to be punched and nothing will happen to it.
Now, I would see why people would take Aaron Donald for the simple fact that, he's an all pro defensive tackle his entire career. And
Mm-hmm.
he pretty much has been healthy his entire career except for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember JJ Watt, he started really getting hurt right around, what was it, about 2016, 2017?
Mm, yeah.
So he didn't have the longevity of the dominance that what an Aaron Donald had. But if you're just talking about just at prime peak positions, yeah, yeah. I think people feared JJ Watt more than they did Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that dude just like, he's just a physical like you talk about Aaron look, Aaron Donald just a big, strong, quick dude. But JJ Watt had every aspect of the defensive lineman you wanted. He could beat you inside, outside, power, speed, quickness, and he had the mean streak to go with it. Like people say, "Oh, don't let that JJ, don't piss off JJ Watt." Have you seen it? Don't piss off Aaron Rodgers. But you seen JJ Watt pissed off and angry? I saw this motherfucker one time, and I know you remember this game, K-Style. This motherfucker had blood coming all down his face, and it was an amazing visual. Like he had blood coming out his nose, and he just sitting there screaming. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this dude possessed with? Jason Watt is an animal, bro.
But
It's
then
just
you also
I'm not. Look. If I'm in the alley 9, 10 times, I'm taking JJ 9.5 times. Okay.
said you want that crazy country white boy with
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you. Because y'all have to remember at that point in time, JJ Watt was getting 20, 15, averaging 15 to 20 sacks in that span of time, too,
Mm-hmm.
from a position in which they really didn't get a lot of sacks from.
Right.
Because you don't really know it on average, the 3-4 defensive end on average was getting about 7, 8 sacks a season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
That's
the
why
funny part.
that's why Patrick Kearney was such a dog with the Falcons because he was doing that.
He's doing the same thing. Yep.
But but my question to you, Mike, is what is the one thing that Aaron Donald does well that JJ Watt doesn't, and vice versa.
I don't. I say nothing. There's nothing Aaron Donald does that JJ Watt doesn't do as well. Um, I can't even say run. Maybe speed. Maybe his closing speed. Aaron Donald is a little bit
I think
better than JJ Watt, but like even that's kind of. I don't. I don't think Aaron Donald does anything that JJ. Like I'm really because I've seen both of these guys at their peak. And I've seen us play against JJ Watt, and I've seen us play against Aaron Donald. And one, mm, I mean, you can get into that next. I don't know if you're going where I'm going, so I'm gonna just stop right there. So I
no,
just
no, no,
say
no. Keep on going. Keep on going.
maybe his closing speed, just maybe that.
Hmm. Because the way that I look at it is, I think the one thing JJ Watt does better than Aaron Donald is his play against the run.
That's why I stopped myself because I knew you was going there. I like that's exactly where I was going with it. Like JJ Watt is it's just nothing that dude couldn't do. He did everything with.
And like you said, he was more versatile
Mm-hmm.
because, and, and let me put the disclaimer on this. This ain't shitting on neither one of
Mm-mm.
them. I don't know why this has to be a disclaimer, but you know how society is nowadays. You say you put somebody over somebody pay first, then that's where you're gonna have a whole bitch fence coming up.
How dare you talk about Aaron, the great Aaron Donald like that? You're a hater.
You a hater. Like, no, nigga, I'm not a hater. I just understand. You gotta remember, it was just that point in time that even at that case, there was just guys that were just better.
It's hard to find many defensive linemen in the history of the league that was better than JJ Watt. I personally think that he's on the level of a guy like Deacon Jones, Mean Joe Green. Like I hold him to that regard. Like JJ Watt is a fucking legend. Like, he's just a perfect defensive lineman. And notice I said defensive lineman. I said no prissy punk ass edge rusher. Okay, fuck that. I'm
He
talking
wasn't
about
no
a
edge.
defensive line.
He wasn't no edge rusher.
Hell no.
He wasn't no.
Hell
He
no.
wasn't. He
That's
wasn't no
his
edge.
brother.
Nah.
You can push
TJ
his
was
brother
edge.
around. You can
Yeah.
push his little brother around. Like
He was,
you can push that little dude around. But JJ, no.
they said TJ
Yeah.
wasn't worth. He ain't worth shit against the run.
Not a damn not a damn thing. No.
Hmm. You said AD is the best three tackle of all time. No,
I can I'll give him that. I mean, like I said, see what I don't want to do with when it comes down to that three tech, like people forget how good John Randall was. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like John Randall was a legend at that three tech. He was doing this like he essentially I want to say invented it, but he
yeah. You can say
it's
that. Like you said, Richard did. Another
Richard
one that
Daniels is another one guy. Yeah, so it's I don't want to put that on him because I think those guys if they played in this era, they would be eating like Aaron Donald ate because of the rules.
yeah. Yeah, they also had to think about it. It's a passing league, so he
It's
had more
right
opportunity.
to get after it. So that's why I was like, I don't, I don't want to I don't want to say the greatest of all time. Because I mean, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people probably don't remember this guy. Um, he actually played for the Atlanta Falcons. I know you know who this guy is when I say his name. I saw he was um some of the greatest. Like you talk about three tech. I thought this dude was pretty damn good himself, and it's sad. We kind of um etched him out of football history. Is Rod Coleman. Like
Oh,
Rod
big
Coleman,
Rod. Oh, big
like
Rod.
Rod Coleman was a motherfucking monster, man. That three tech. He had a few
Big
injuries
Rod.
that kind of derailed it, but like Rod Coleman was a fucking monster at three tech. And I think he got like 50 yeah, like 50 career sacks.
Something like that. Wow.
58, yeah, I think he got 58 career, yeah, 58 career sacks, almost 60 sacks. That's from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the inside. Like this dude was getting six in his second year at Oakland. Six sacks from a
Mm-hmm.
defensive tackle in a running. We're talking about a running first league, and that was like the late '90s, early 2000s. So like Rod Coleman was ahead of his time in regards to three tech, and that's why I said I don't want to get into disrespecting a lot of those by calling Aaron Donald the greatest because if they played in a passing league, that passing league really came around 2012, 2013.
I
That's when
wouldn't
all
even
the rules went out the window.
say. You say I say about 2014.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
About
20, yeah, about 2013, 14. That's when they started, seeing a lot of these young quarterbacks and they wanted to take advantage of it. So they changed the rules a bit. So guys like Aaron Donald, they came a lot more valuable. So that's why I'm looking at Rod Coleman. Um, Booger McFarland is another one of those guys. Um,
William and Fallen Warren Sapp are interchangeable at that three tech attempt.
yeah.
They can
So
change
that's why
those
I
two.
want to get into the disrespecting. Like I said, I'm not. This ain't like about hating Aaron Donald, but I think Aaron Donald played in the era where it was just pass, 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 pass. So he had more opportunities to get after the quarterback back there. And I like I said, I just employ everybody. Like this is the homework. I'm gonna give y'all some K style homework. Go look at go look at Rod Coleman's numbers. And like I said, this guy had a knee. He had a knee injury that kind of slowed him down. When he came to Atlanta, he was already averaging about 6 sacks a year when he came here from Oakland. So when he came to Atlanta, like Rob Coleman started getting double digit sacks, and then he had a knee injury that kind of derailed him. So that's why I say I don't like if people don't know the history of football, they will point at Aaron Donald and say, "Yeah, he the greatest of all time. He the greatest three tech of all time." Um, like you just gotta know your history in regard to the type of player and the time. I think people just, and like I said, I don't have a problem with people saying AB is the greatest three tech of all time, but I like for me, it disrespects a lot of. Ooh, Warren Sapp is another three tech. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's um the great um Tony Dungy had a bunch of guys. Like, oh my god, Tony Dungy was a king of three techs. Tony Dungy he was a king of developing three techs. So Michael Bennett, um, he's another one that had a long little nice little run playing that three tech position for again. I think he had like 40 to 50 sacks in his career. It's a long history of guys that played and had some big time numbers.
Well, And like you said, it's just understanding. It's just understanding the meaning of those guys. To
Yeah, Michael
determine.
Bennett had he had 69 sacks in his career. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to say, all right, he's the greatest of all time when it comes
Yes,
down
sir.
to that. Like,
All I know is we ain't had no one as good as Evil Richard. One of those guys in a long time. Let me say that again.
mm,
We ain't had no one as good as either one of those guys in a long time.
as good as those guys, uh, I'm not gonna argue. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue.
I don't think we really could argue that if you talk about
Yeah, I'm not
on
gonna argue.
the
I mean,
level of
we
those
had some
guys,
good guys. Nah, mm-mm.
we had some could have been.
We some could have been.
But
Hmm,
at the end of the
that
day,
makes me sad.
why that make you sad, Mike? Therapy time.
Makes me sad because we had one in Grady Jarrett, but we never put another guy beside him consistently because our GM wanted to be a prissy guy and he wanted to um GM and head coach, they wanted to be prissy and they want to put a whole bunch of nice, slim guys around him. And Grady Jarrett, like Grady Jarrett is literally the same size as Aaron Donald. Those guys are identical in size. I think he probably like a half, he may be an inch shorter than Aaron Donald. But Aaron Donald was not a big guy. He went about 286 feet. That's what he was like. That's what he was. And then you got the quickness to come along with that. But the thing is, like Aaron Donald, they knew what he was, and they said, just do this. We did the complete opposite. We say, Grady Jarrett, go down there and do it by yourself. That's what we took.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it was important to have guys like Ndamukong Suh next to him. It was important to have guys
Uh-huh.
like Sean Robinson, Michael Bronkers, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Not to necessarily say that takes away from what Aaron Donald does is great,
No. Right.
but but like I said, that is what helps elevate him to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that Batman and Robin combination on your defensive line, and like you said, and speaking as a Falcon fan, the last guy that Grady Jarrett had that was of that kind of caliber really was Don Terry Poe.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say I get sad because Grady Jarrett had that. He had a few seasons where he had 7, 8 sacks, but like that was just it. Like it could have been so much more if he would have just
Right,
allowed him to do what he does, and that's just get after the quarterback, get after it. But we wanted him to play the run. We wanted him to be a complete defense tackle when it wasn't necessary. I
the
mean,
thing,
that's why you got defensive tackles to do the like the guy to stop the run. Like we had a guy like Rashid Hateman whose job was to be fat and disgusting. Okay? That's all his job was, to be fat and disgusting. Knock people out and take on double teams. That's your job, is to be fat and disgusting. For whatever reason, we didn't want that from Grady Jarrett.
I don't even think it was necessarily they. It was the problem that they had was they was interchanging their asses every year.
That's what I mean. It's like they didn't have guys that was brought here for the sole responsibility of being that fat, nasty guy that's gonna eat up space and the base and important. Like we never had that with Grady Jarrett consistently, ever.
Right, right.
his entire tenure, he had like one guy, and that was Don Terry Pope. That was job was to come up here and eat up space.
And that
And
was
if
just
I'm
so.
not mistaken, that was his best. I think that was his best year. And slaps
Mhm.
went down Terry Poole, and they let him walk after that.
They let him walk after 1 year. Damn, now that I think about it,
But that's why
who do you think motherfucker
that
played with consistently beside him?
nobody. But that's why Scott Pioli was so pissed off because of that punk model that we had at general manager. He never wanted to keep a guy, and I'm not gonna point the finger at him. It's that punks. You know what? It was that punk ass motherfucker in Washington. He was doing the same thing too. He just want to put a bunch of fucking light, skinny ass defensive linemen around Grady Jarrett and say get after the quarterback. And I'm talking
Dan,
about Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, all his defensive linemen about the same size. Like what the fuck? Okay, how somebody 270 gonna stop the run? Like what the fuck are you doing? Like Grady Jarrett is literally one of your biggest defensive tackles. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my God, stop. Lord.
You put a motherfucker next to him that's about 245 in the
Yeah,
middle in the middle of the
yeah.
defense.
Like, what are you doing, bro? And then he went to Dallas and wanted to start changing his mind and say, you know what, maybe I need size. No shit.
Lord, man, once we start getting more into the season, with the season, damn, to think about it, preseason is literally a month away.
Hmm.
So once we start seeing a lot of these puzzles start fitting into place, we'll get a pretty much a better idea on how and what they want to do defensively. But we got the 32 people that's watching in here right now. If you're not subscribed to 60K Live, make sure you go ahead and do that. Also hit all the socials, 60K Styles One, IG, just 6MK.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to change these names so I can make it all into one, so I won't confuse the hell out of y'all. But make sure, but just look down at the bottom ticker and just hit all the damn socials.
Yes.
Uh, so so we got a second topic that I want to get
It's
on,
just game time.
but I want to do say something. I got something I need to say before we get to the second topic.
Okay.
I thought the purpose of fireworks
Oh
was to
my
light
God.
them
No,
bitches
you
and run
not.
away.
Oh.
Now, for those that don't know, it was a rapper, uh, Four X Stacks or whatever the hell his name is, that blew his motherfucking hand off over with some fireworks. Didn't y'all learn from JPP? Y'all cannot be out here trying to dribble fireworks while logging.
Oh my God.
So he'd have lost his whole hand, and now people are cracking jokes about that right now, which is unfortunate. But I'm still just trying to figure out, like, what would make somebody in their right mind light fireworks and they just say, "Ooh, I wonder what happens if I just hold on to them when they explode."
Oh my God. Hmm.
Because I don't even want to be in landing zone of anything involving fireworks. You think I'm gonna hold some motherfuckers in my hand?
Jesus Christ.
That's my question to you, Mike. Why are some people just act stupid with this shit?
I think they really are stupid. I think that right there. So that's stupid. Why would you want to hold some shit that's on fire? One, two. It has gunpowder and all types of shit that blows up inside of it. Why would you want to hold that in your hand?
Okay, Jake said the rapper's name is Fo Extra.
Four extra, yeah, he got four extra limbs that ain't his no more. Four of
Lord,
them,
he got four
four
extra
extra.
reasons. He got four extra reasons to get disability. I say that much. But
Mm, good God Almighty, you got
but
to be stupid to want to do that. Oh, boy.
he gonna need four more extra fingers.
Yeah, he got four
but
more reasons to get four other
but but
fingers.
but like I said, and that's my thing. My thing is, and we get fireworks. We at a point where we can literally buy fireworks all year round. People buy 'em because of the spectacle, the spectacle that it is when you light them up. Some folks go a little
Hmm.
bit too far because I saw somebody light something that went up in the air and came down like a damn drone missile and it blew half a block off. But hell, but like I said, my thought is, okay, I got five fireworks in my hand, and I'ma light these some bitches. First rule of thumb, you don't hold shit in your hand that you gotta light unless it's a blunt. That's the only thing that you will want lit in your hand is a blunt.
That's it. I don't want nothing.
Like I'm literally gonna sit here, light this shit, I hear it. No.
That's it, Diamond. That's what I said. That's just stupid. You're stupid. That's it. There's no one other to the whole. It's called. Look, in the military, we don't saw so many damn war movies, and they yell out fire in the hole. They saying fire in the hole because they about to throw some shit that's on fire, that's going to explode. Instead, these some bitches say, you know what? Ooh, I like the fire. Let's hold on to it. That's not common
It,
sense. That's not very
it,
smart,
it's just like seeing some of these dumb of us sitting over here lighting basketballs on fire and dribbling and shooting around
bro.
like this shit's supposed to be cool. Like,
Like, no.
y'all about as bad as motherfucker going up to Lake Lanier just to chill out.
No, I'm good on that. Oscarville,
We
look, I can watch Oscarville on
Lord,
I can visit Oscarville on 3D, watching it on YouTube or somewhere. Look, I don't need to go to Oscarville. No, I'm good.
no, 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 no. For a yacht that mysteriously blew up on the lake.
Just blowing up. Like, who the hell? Why would you go there? Motherfuckers are dying and drowning and losing shit. Like, no, I'm not going with you to where? Lake what? Lake Arizona? All right, but Lake Lanier? Nah, I've been.
Hey man, we got a free all paid vacation to Lake Lanier. Fuck no, I'm good.
No. Mm-mm. I'll go and sit at McDonald's for a week. Nope, I'm good.
And, fuck that. I'm gonna go sit in lake bathtub in my house before I do some shit like that.
Lake bath. Shit. Shit.
Jay
Look,
said he was all
hey,
he Jay said I get it. Bo Extra was always going viral for punking people. Now he done went viral for some dumb ish. Yeah.
but that's energy. That's that energy that come back to you. That look, I told y'all, man. I'm a huge believer in God, and I'm a and when I tell you God. I only say God does this to people because you do it to yourself. Whatever energy that you put out, you treat people bad. And you always trying to punk people out. You always trying to do shit to people. Look, that's your own doing. But we got people that try, oh God, did this to me. No, nigga, you did it to you. Ain't nobody tell you to go to Lake Lanier and do that dumbass shit and hang off backwards and all that dumbass shit. God didn't do that. Your dumbass did it. Ain't
Wasn't
nobody
it
tell
late?
you to go in there and do it.
Well, wasn't it lately there where Julio Jones lost his earring in the lake?
Yes. Yes. Ain't nobody tell you to go to Lake Lanier and with some damn earrings and $1 million earrings. Like, why would you go swimming to a park or a lake with water with anything over $100,000? Are you fucking crazy? That yeah, everybody be pointing the finger at God and saying, "Oh God, God, well, God, why would you allow me to lose my?" No, nigga, you did that. You did it to yourself. Ain't nobody tell you to go in that and swim in the damn lake with $1 million earrings on. Damn nut.
But the lesson of that conversation is use your common damn sense. If the shit's on fire, your ass do not need to be holding it.
Run, nigga, run, 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 run,
Run,
nigga,
nigga,
run.
run. Run, run, run.
Not
Oh,
hold it.
you didn't like that bitch and just throw it. You could have threw it. Could have
Throw it.
swung,
Look, if I got
throw
an
and roll.
extension of a hand, okay, if I use one of them pinches to light some shit, I will do that. I don't like holding hot shit in my hands.
Nigga, most fireworks have a stem that you stick in the ground.
Hmm.
Oh, my bad. I had a jackass flashback moment right there. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't. But I don't know. Watching Jackass, I had a flashback moment that I didn't. No, no. Okay, scratch that. We going to the next episode. I just got finished watching Jackass the movie, and yeah. All right, man. We going to the next topic. Got Steve
Yeah,
O up.
you can go down memory lane for that one, boy.
God damn. We got Steve O up here sticking fireworks stems up his ass and lighting firecrackers out of him. I'm like, yeah,
Oh my
no, we're not
god.
doing it.
Yeah, I don't know
We're
how
not
that
doing
motherfucker ain't dead.
it.
I don't know how he alive.
That
God really
motherfucker
love
was
that motherfucker.
coked up. That motherfucker was coked up.
Oh,
Said she
I
ain't
know
finna.
that part.
That motherfucker was
He
coked
sure
up.
was.
That's the only motherfucker that I ever seen who sniffed a whole line of wasabi. No. All right, man. We gonna get to the final topic, man. That was kind of a distraction right there, man. Just to add
Hmm.
a couple moments to it. Motherfucker gonna snort a whole line of wasabi. That's some spicy ass shit. Why are you snorting that?
Motherfucker good. Look, they used to do a lot of crazy shit on that. Oh boy.
Yeah,
I
we
might do
did.
a jackass reaction short. I
No,
might do
we
that.
gotta do that. Well, they actually got a dude that's on YouTube and Instagram now. His name is Tyler Vick. He actually recreates all that shit. It's a new cat.
Recreate?
Yeah. He bringing Jack. He's the new jackass. His name is Kyler Vick.
Oh no. 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 No.
I'm about to show you when we get off here. But we got one more topic, man. We're gonna get up on out of here, man. Um, we're gonna go right back to the football side of things. Um, it's very interesting, despite being the number one overall pick in this past draft. I just find it very interesting that there is no hype behind Cam Ward.
Hmm.
And what I mean by is no hype. Like motherfuckers ain't talking about him. And nobody's even saying, okay, does he have a chance to win the starting job? Nobody. It's like nobody's talking about him. I mean, I have my own gripes about his play style, but the thing about it is, in the NFL, they gonna change that shit up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I know about Cam Ward is kind of like a humble. He's a humble guy, which he really doesn't like a lot of attention. So do you? So in way, I'm thinking that's probably why nobody really talking about him like that because he really doesn't care about the attention. Do you think do you think that's kind of the reason why like he's not really getting a lot of buzz? Because like you said,
Yeah.
Shador Sanders is getting all the buzz right now. Jackson Dart, he's getting negative buzz, but he's still getting something. Hell, even Tyler Show's getting a lot of damn buzz in New Orleans. Whether it's good or bad, nobody knows. But Cam Ward, he's getting no talks about. Why do you think that is?
Because the nigga is stupid. If you really listen to Kyle, but Cam, he's really a stupid idiot. Like he's way over the top. But comments, I mean, it, like he's way over the top when you hear him. And I think the NFL is look, they like confidence, but when you just over the top, because I've seen a few of his highlights, especially with him and Shador. Both of them kind of a lot alike in some terms, but he says a lot of stuff. They'd be like, "All right, bro, calm down. You still Cam Ward, okay? Like you ain't did shit." Uh, and him, I don't see a major difference between him and Justin Fields. It's like we've seen him before. He ain't nothing but a cheap knockoff of Justin Fields and Cam Newton. And that's really a shot at Cam Newton because at least Cam was a quality quarterback. Like I ain't like for one, you play for Tennessee on top of it, so that has a lot to do with it. On top of it, because white folks don't really love black quarterbacks in Tennessee like that. Um, they had to learn to like um
Steve
Steve
McNair,
McNair. So
Warren
like
Moon.
he's in the wrong
Well,
state for that to be honest.
okay.
Tennessee, if y'all go to Tennessee, if you go to certain parts of Tennessee, I don't even say certain parts of Tennessee. Tennessee is just one of those states like it's you're cool to be black, Hispanic, Asian if you got a white friend. You don't fit in up there, and they gonna make you feel like that too. Look, y'all can say what y'all say about Georgia, but at least Georgia. Look, we ain't gonna hide shit. Them Tennessee folks still trying to act like they little niggas up there. I know I just got on the whole status of Tennessee, but I don't care. I really don't. I've been up there and they made me feel uncomfortable every chance I went up there. They were like, nigga, you don't belong here. Why is you up here? You on vacation? All right, go back home then. That's how I felt. Every time I went to Tennessee, I felt just like that.
I've been to Tennessee once. I've been to Tennessee once. Well, twice. I think it was twice. It was a school field trip to the Tennessee Aquarium in Ruby Falls
Yep.
and a goddamn family vacation going to damn Knoxville because I had family that stayed up in Ringo. And most people that know Ringo, Georgia, is literally right
Hmm.
there on the state line.
Yes.
So we
See,
would
we
go
used to go
right down
there
to
going to what's it called two kids.
You said going where?
Oh no, I got family outside of
Yeah,
in Dayton, Ohio. So we used to like when we were driving to Dayton, we would stop in Tennessee and then stop in Kentucky sometimes. And
mm,
like I said, every chance they got, they made us feel like we weren't from there.
mm, yeah. Usually if we went up there, we was only up there for like half a damn day, and then we ran our asses back. But I kind of think, like I said, with Cam Ward, I think it's kind of unfortunate for this simple fact that this was a draft that everybody was so concerned and made the draft so much about Shador Sanders dropping to where you getting the top honors in the draft became insignificant. And like you
It's a
said,
combination of both, to be honest. It's a combination of both.
yeah. But like I said, it also kind of works in his favor too because,
Hmm.
like I said, since there's no spotlight on him, like I said, there's no expectation. Yeah, y'all literally have made the first number one overall draft pick quarterback
And they
this
stay
year to
irrelevant.
say the safest pick. He this year's draft, the number one overall pick was the safest pick out of any pick in the draft because all the attention is on Shador Sanders.
It ain't nothing. Like I said, I didn't think he deserved to be a top 10 pick, but due to the demand for a quarterback, demand and right now the nature of the quarterback position and the NFL,
Right.
um, it kind of drew up his value a bit because, like I said, you just look at his college games, he had great games against a lot of scrub ass teams. He had a lot of great games against scrub teams. Made a lot of mistakes. So I never thought he was that great of a player to begin with.
Mm.
He just has the physical skill. He has the physical tools and skills of what the scouts are looking for.
Well,
They don't care about a quarterback's makeup anymore. Like, and I'm talking about a makeup to be a quarterback, not the skills. They don't care about a determination. They don't care if he can read defenses. They don't care if he can escape the pocket, running the 4.8. They don't care about none of that now. Because guys like Drew Brees and Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco and um, Phillip Rivers, like them guys couldn't run anywhere fast, okay? And somehow they were damn near unstoppable inside their pocket, escaping and making plays with their feet.
right.
But we got guys like Justin Fields and Cam Ward um, that can just do everything physically well. And these guys don't, pan out. But like I said, he has everything right now, kids, like you said. He don't have no pressure on him. Go nobody thinking nothing of him. He can get no hype around him. So that's probably the best thing for him. No hype. The media don't care.
Well, my thing is, I hope Tennessee knows, think they made the right decision because you don't need, you don't want them to have no draft regrets, and then they fuck around and draft another quarterback next year if they feel like this ain't going the way it's supposed to go. I guess they just got sick and tired of the mayonnaise, the mayonnaise guzzling quarterback in Will Levis. Yeah, they were tired of him
Yeah.
turning the
Oh my
ball over.
God.
Yeah, they were tired of him turning the ball over. So,
Yeah,
which is the
that
way
he
they
was.
went this way. But whatever. You got anything else you want to get off before we get up on out of here?
It's just another part of me. I just want to sing that Michael Jackson song.
No, no,
Just
there's nothing wrong with
another
that
part
here.
of me.
Oh
That
shit.
song been stuck in my
Oh
head all. It's been stuck in my head
shit.
all day long.
Bro, I've been listening to Walk Like the Egyptian by the Bangles all day, nigga. Look, trust me.
It's just it's songs that get stuck in your head.
And the
Let me
only
know
reason it
some
gets the
songs
only
for y'all in the chat that a song that gets stuck in y'all head. You just like once it gets stuck, it's like it won't stop.
yeah, the Bangles Walk Like an Egyptian. And the only reason they got stuck in my head because I messed around because I was because I like the song they did with Manic Monday. And I ended up
Hmm.
listening to that song, and then Kylie just started doing the well. She started doing that shit. And she's like, Dad, play that part again. I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh no, that's funny.
Cause that's cause that's one of the hooks of the song. He's like, he's like, crocodile cracks his teeth on your cigarette. Well. Walk like an Egyptian. Yeah, like, that shit been stuck in my head all day. Oh my god, bro! There's so many damn songs like that I got. Yeah. That's gonna be a show time. We just gonna list down some of the
Hmm.
most songs that some of the most I ain't gonna say embarrassing songs, but songs. Well, songs that folk may not know, may not think would be in your playlist type thing.
Hmm.
We'll do a show like that because I
Yeah.
got about
Oh
nine
yeah.
thousand of those types of songs.
Yeah. I got quite a few of them. Quite a few. People would never think that.
That motherfucker said the song, "The alligator on the now cracks its tooth on your cigarette." As we sit here partying, smoking on the hookah. I said, "What?"
Whoa, whoa!
That was the lyric of the song.
That's what lyric. Oh man.
Yeah, but don't know who the I don't know. Most of y'all know who the Bangles is. That's that all pop rock white girl group.
Hmm.
So well, it's wild. Man, we about to get up on out of here, man. Mike, you got any final words before we get up on out of here?
Now, man. Like I said, man, we just been chilling. You guys be sure to leave comments. Okay, the comments are definitely um we we pay close attention to it. Believe it or not, we're not like a lot of other creators who just hard to we heart your comments and don't pay any attention to it. We pay attention to it and we use it as a conversation piece. And it doesn't have to be Falcons related. That's the thing. It could be something that y'all saw on another team, another player, like Cam Ward. We actually use these comments to fuel more content for y'all. And like I said, now that myself and K Style doing more of our solo shows, we getting that back ramped up. Like y'all gonna get K Styles a lot more now. It's just gonna be him doing his solo show. So please leave comments. Like, trust me,
Mhm.
we will use it. And sometimes I might do 2 20-minute live shows in a day. I'm going back to that. I am going back to that. So please leave your comments, bro.
So I will say that the solo shows is a weekly thing. The thing about
Hmm.
it is the way that it's set up. There is no set day or time, so you just gotta be tuned in for it. You just gotta wait for
Neither is mine. I don't have a set time. So
it.
that's why I
Mhm.
say it's viewed off of you guys comment. So
Right.
y'all comment, look, it'll spark something. It'll spark something. So
Okay.
please leave comments.
And on that note, man, like you said, man, happy weekend to everybody. Um, It'll be a long work day for me, work week for my black ass. But I have to deal with it because I got some time off coming up the week after. So I deal with this. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh, absolutely not.
We here to stay.
Ooh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Ooh yeah.
All right, we's out here. And if you light shit up in your hand, make sure you don't hold it till it explodes.
I don't get it, yo. I don't get it.
I don't. I
I
don't.
don't play like that, film.
Yeah. Niggas gotta learn the hard way. That's definitely.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Popped out like flavor,
What,
flavor.
nigga?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.